So now we're going to give that jigsaw blade a couple of more drill holes to fit into. Okay, the rough opening has been finalized. There were a couple places where the blade drifted non-straight, and that caused a bulge or two, so I had to trim them back, but for the most part it's looking good. And might have just a little bit to do here, just in this area. It just doesn't seem straight to me. We'll run a pencil line there and see. A little on the fat side, then we'll just give it a quick trim. And looks like it is. Just from about here to there. So this little area here needs to have that black line removed. And that should give us what we want. So I'll just trim that off real gentle like, and we'll take it from there. So this area, this area from here to here, the blade drifted a little bit, and that's because I couldn't get my head in front of the saw to see where the blade was going. So I'll just run the blade down there and take off, oh, I think it's about a millimeter or two. It's a blade width, so I'll just remove that, and then we should have a real nice fitting counter cooktop. So let's get that done, and then just pop in the cooktop. And then we pop in the cooktop and see how we're doing. Okay, looks good. And that looks pretty square. So if you take a look from the front, you'll see that we got a real nice registration on the countertop. It's looking like it's about 1.5 inches off. Let's see. We got ourselves, no, there's a 2-inch thereabouts. And over here, yeah, 2-inch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the combination square as a depth gauge. So you drop the ruler in the slot there until it reaches, and then what we're going to do is, there we go. Let's see if we can get the entire countertop in frame. Yep. So we'll take a depth here. There we go. Alright, so I should be able to get pretty. And then we take the depth over here, and you see I'm not drifting off the counter edge at all. It's perfectly square. So that's the installation. Now the next thing to do, now that I got the hole right, and it's the right size, is no gaps in the back and all that crazy stuff. Of course, if you take this out, you're going to see a pretty crazy hole, because the gap for this cooker needed to be smaller than the gap for the old cooker, so it looks like a square on a square. I'm going to strip off the tape now and line the hole with foil tape. I like that. The other one, the previous cooktop had that, and I liked it. I thought it was a nifty idea to prevent the wood from getting wet and getting stuff in it, maybe getting insects in it. I don't know, but it sure looked good, so I'm going to reproduce that. And also there's some foam to be mounted to the bottom of this cooktop, so it sits on the countertop all nicely. Then I'm going to wire up the plug and plug it in and let Mrs. Maker have at it. Of course, I've got to put the oven back in. That's just a quickie installation with a bit of PTFE tape. So what I'll do is I'll sign off for the moment, and or maybe I'll just put this in fast forward so you can see me do all that stuff, but you don't have to sit through the moment by moment. So let's do that. So the sequence would be: take the cooktop out, flip it upside down, remove all the tape from the enclosure hole, line that hole with, clean it, I suppose, and then line it with foil tape that we use for ventilation systems, but it sure makes the hole look nice. Then put the foam on the upside down cooktop, then drop it into the prepared enclosure hole, put a plug on, which should be pretty easy, and then plug it in and see if it turns on. So that's where we are, and I'll just click off, and then you can see me do all that stuff and fast forward. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please consider subscribing, giving me a like, and leaving me a comment. I really enjoy making these videos, and I want to know from you how I can make them better. The whole point of these videos is to demonstrate that if I can do something, you can do it too. Well, that's it for now. So long, and remember, keep making.